They wanted ratings. And the next thing that happened to them, they were canceled. And now this lady is on one of the Real Housewives talking about, leave my son alone. Don't leave comments under my son's page. Bitch, if you can't feel this standing motherfucking heat, get the fuck out the kitchen, bitch. Do you care about my motherfucking son, bitch? Did you care about my motherfucking son, hoe? I see why that white man left you, bitch. Disgusting. But I always tell you guys.
Okay, so Nicki is mad with her because she did an interview with Kenneth Petty's alleged rape victim. But the reason why I feel like she aimed towards her is because she was the main commentator. Like, she was the main one asking the questions, and she was just shaking her head like she believed her. So just take a look.
Easy thing for you to do, so we're going to take our time. After being silent for so long, why are you here speaking up today?
I'm tired of being afraid. I feel like the actions that were taken in regards to this whole situation have put me in a different type of fear at my age now, and it was wrong, and I don't want to be afraid anymore. So the only way not to be afraid is to continue to speak up.
Let's take it back to the beginning. Yeah. What was your first interaction with Kenneth Petty?
It was September 16th of 94. It was a Friday morning. I was on my way to school, high school. I seen him at a bus stop. I didn't think anything of it other than, there goes Kenny across the street. And he asked me where I was going. I said I was going to school. I asked him where he was going. He said he was going to school too. I might have said something like, yeah, right. And I turned away from him to look for, we had dollar vans back then. Mm-hmm. So I was looking for the bus or the dollar van. And before you know it, he was grabbing a hold of my jacket.
Jennifer, what happened after he grabbed you?
I felt something in my back. So I just assumed there was a gun. Okay. And I started walking. And I'm pleading with him the whole way. I'm trying to understand what does he want, and we get in front of this house. It might have been maybe the second or third house from the corner. And he kind of reaches behind me with his foot to push the door open. And he pushes me up the steps. We walk up the steps. I'm crying because now I'm inside. We walk up the steps, and I'm continuously pleading with him. I'm asking him, like, what do you want? Like, if you just want me to chill here with you, I will. And then he said I knew what he wanted. He pushed me down on the bed. We wrestled for my clothes.
Look at her face. It's like she believes.
All I could do was hold my pants like this, as tight as I can. I don't know why it didn't dawn on me to like really fight. I just held on to my pants, and he'd hold my arms down, and he squeezed the sides of my stomach so hard. And so I'd let go, and as soon as I let go, he'd grab my pants. It was like a tug of war. After a while, I just got tired. And I just felt maybe if you hurry up, I could just hurry up and leave. After he got off top of me, he stood in the mirror and he beat his chest. He said, I'm the man. I'm the man. And so I'm asking him, please let me go. I won't tell nobody. And he just was into the mirror. He just into himself. And he went to light a cigarette. And I thought maybe, like, I seen a roll of toilet paper on the dresser. And I thought maybe if I liked a cigarette, I could get the match to set the toilet paper on fire. And it went out. I squirted his contact lens cleaner in his face, and he was like, thank you for wiping my face. And he just washed the water. And at that time, I just seen this big plastic bottle, almost like the bleach bottle, sorry. And I just took it and swung it at him with all my might. And when he went to duck, I pushed him, and he fell in between the beds, and I just ran. And I just kept running and just kept running. And before I knew it, I was in front of my school, and security guard was asking me, like, where have you been, Jennifer? You're late. And I told them, and they called the police. And the police came, and they put me in a van. And they asked me if I can show them the location of where this happened. I did. And I watched them bring him out in handcuffs. And then they took me to the hospital.
I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry.
Now, Kenneth was arrested, but his family came and claimed that the two of you were in a relationship. Is any of that true?
No, we were never in a relationship, ever. We never had no type of romantic anything. We never talked on the phone. We never hung out together. I just knew him from the neighborhood.
At what point during the trial it was reported that you tried to recant your accusations? What happened?
Instead of me going home after that happened, because I ran to school, I wasn't able to involve family members of what happened. The police had gotten involved right away. So they were pretty upset about the threats that, I better drop the charges. So the lady who raised me, she was much older. And to prevent fear from that house, I was forced to go up to the courthouse on his court date. I wasn't supposed to be there. They had me hiding on the steps. They, meaning my family, had me on the stairwell, waiting for his court to come up. And it just so happened that the district attorney took the steps that day. And she seen me, and she asked me, Jennifer, what are you doing here? And because my back was to my family, I was able to tell her that they were trying to force me to drop the charges. So when it came time for court, I believe the judge might have asked a question, and I stood up in court and I just blurted out, I want to drop the charges. I never said it didn't happen. I just said I want to drop the charges. And the judge said, take it to the DA. And they told me to leave. District attorney told me I had nothing to worry about. And I went home. And shortly after that, I left the state of New York.
Now, Jennifer, I'm going to read because I don't want to make a mistake, because this is an important story. Though Kenneth Petty first denied the rape charges, he was charged with first-degree rape, subsequently pleaded guilty to attempted rape, and spent over 4 years in prison, according to the inmate records. Did you feel that justice was served?
I don't think I thought about
Maybe because
justice per se, because I was still blaming myself.
Okay.
I thought it was something that I did or didn't do. So I don't think I thought about if I got justice. I just knew he did what he did, and he went to jail, and I had to leave my family, I had to leave my home, and I had to move away. So, yeah, I never really gave it much thought.
How has this affected you emotionally over the years?
in so many ways. Hiding within myself, living and surviving through insecurities, using them to protect myself, thinking that if I don't look a certain way, I won't attract a certain type of attention. And I've been like that my whole life.
Jennifer, let's move forward. When it was announced that Kenneth Petty was marrying Nicki Minaj, what was your first thought about that news?
I was so afraid of being found out. I was so afraid of being known as the person he violated. And I didn't want that. You know, it's Nicki Minaj. You know, I didn't want that to reflect on my children.
Nicki addressed fans who brought up Kenneth's attempted rape conviction by replying to them on social media, saying he was 15, she was 16, in a relationship. What are your thoughts about that?
It was like reliving it again, because it was a lie. It wasn't true. We both were 16. We were never in a relationship. You just felt woman to woman. I was wrong of her because I don't know you and you don't know me to know that statement you put out to the world to be true. You have 150 something million followers on. They all believed it. It hurt coming from another woman. I mean, just the girl thing, you know?